There is a version of you that cannot be fixed, only abandoned. In ancient Japan, warriors understood a brutal truth. You do not evolve into strength, you shed into it. What you call growth, they called Datsuzoku, to break from the ordinary, to step outside the shape that society, habit, and fear carved into you, to disappear long enough that the old self dies without witnesses. He wakes up tired, not from lack of sleep, but from repetition. The same phone, the same thoughts, the same quiet dissatisfaction he cannot explain without sounding ungrateful. Outwardly, his life looks functional. Inwardly, it feels hollow. He promises change in small, forgettable tomorrow, next week, after things slow down, but they never do. He is busy yet stagnant, informed yet directionless, surrounded yet alone at night. When noise fades, a question surfaces, not loudly, but persistently. Is this all I am now? Modern culture tells him to optimize. Ancient Japan would tell him something harsher. The problem is not what you do, it is who you have become. The Ronin did not attempt to repair a corrupted identity. He walked away from it, not dramatically. Quietly, because rebirth does not begin with motivation. It begins with disgust, a sacred intolerance for the self you keep repeating. Zen monks had a word for the rupture that precedes transformation: Datsuzoku, freedom from habit, release from the ordinary mind, not relaxation, not escape, a deliberate severing. The Ronin embodied this principle long before it was named. When a warrior lost his lord, his title, his place, he did not cling. He entered solitude. Mountains, forests, empty roads, stripped of rank, noise, and audience. The false self starved. Datsuzoku shattered a dangerous illusion that identity is stable. The samurai knew identity is trained, not discovered. Remove the environment, and the persona collapses. Modern psychology confirms this ruthlessly. Behavior is context dependent. Change the context long enough, and the self reorganizes. The Ronin didn't find himself. He outlasted what wasn't real. Solitude is not peaceful at first. It is violent. Without distraction, the mind turns on itself. Old desires scream. Unfinished emotions surface. Fear exaggerates its voice. The modern man avoids this at all costs. Notifications, entertainment, movement. But the Ronin stayed. Zen viewed this resistance as make-fei hallucinations of the ego fighting extinction. Biology agrees. The nervous system panics when identity dissolves. Uncertainty feels like danger. This is the internal war. One self begs for familiarity. The other demands silence. The Ronin interpreted this not as weakness, but as proof the process was working. If nothing inside you resists, nothing inside you is changing. Most men retreat here. They call it burnout, or boredom, or not the right time. The Ronin called it the gate. The path was narrow and unforgiving, solitude, repetition, ritual. The Ronin did not isolate to escape people. He isolated to remove mirrors. No validation, no performance, no identity reinforcement, only action, walking, breathing, training. The modern mind rebels against this simplicity. It wants stimulation, meaning, feedback. But Datsuzoku works because it starves the ego loop. Neuroscience shows that identity weakens without reinforcement. Habits decay without cues. The self you hate dies when it is no longer rehearsed. The uncomfortable truth is this: you cannot become someone new while constantly rehearsing who you used to be. The Ronin did not multitask rebirth. He committed to absence. Rebirth is not an event. It is erosion, water against stone, breath against fear, step after step with no witnesses. The Ronin practiced without gaps. No days off from emptiness. No indulgence in the old name. Steel is not hardened by impact, but by controlled fire, again and again. Modern psychology calls this identity-based habit formation. You become what you repeat in silence. Skip days, and the old self returns, familiar and seductive. Zen warned of this. Emptiness must be maintained, or form reasserts itself. The Ronin trusted the process more than motivation. Consistency was not discipline, it was self-respect. Ancient warriors prepared for collapse before it arrived. They shaved their heads to remove vanity. They followed codes to remove choice. They rehearsed loss to remove fear. The Ronin pre-decided his responses. When loneliness surfaced, he walked. When doubt appeared, he trained. When desire whispered, he returned to silence. Modern life offers the same battlefield: travel stress, family pressure, temptation. The solution is ancient. Decide in advance who you are becoming and remove alternatives. Ritual replaces willpower. Structure replaces emotion. The Ronin did not trust himself. He designed around his weakness. That is wisdom. One day, without announcement, something shifts. The silence no longer screams. The body feels aligned. The mind stops narrating. The old self feels distant, like a character from another life. This is rebirth. Not explosive, not dramatic. Quiet, inevitable. The inconsistent self dissolves. The disciplined self remains. The Ronin emerges not as someone new, but as someone unburdened. No excess identity. No borrowed desires. No false urgency. Only presence. Only direction. Only the path. If this philosophy resonates with you, subscribe for more lessons from the Last Ronin and the path of Bushido and Zen. Here on Ashen Path. Sometimes to become real, you must first disappear.